Off-street Parkin, BBC Somerset.
So, we are visiting Mark every day this week. It's, as I'm sure you know, on the Somerset levels. It's to the south of the Mendip Hills. And as we mentioned earlier in the week, has the fantastic boast of being in the Guinness Book of Records for having the longest, or being the longest village in the whole of the country. But here's something you might not know about it. It's also the national HQ of the Key Federation of Great Britain. What's Key, I hear you cry? It's a martial arts. And I met up with Pete Bailey, who has been practising Aikido, which is said martial art, for about 25 years. He teaches the martial art in Bristol, and he told me what Aikido is.
Well, Aikido, it's a Japanese art, and the Japanese words translate Ai is harmony, Ki is energy, and Do is the way. So it's the study of the way of relating to other people and keeping a calm mind in pressurized situations through harmony. So it's actually, the emphasis is very non-aggressive. You'll find in Aikido it's based on a martial art, but if you like, the defender always wins. So there's no sport or sparring in that way, but it's actually looking at dealing with challenges or problems with the least harm to both people. So you're respecting, not only looking after yourself, but also you're dealing with a situation without harming the other person as far as possible.
The martial arts that many of us will be familiar with are things like judo and karate, which are people wearing sort of strange pyjama type outfits and they're doing quite physical things. Is it like that?
Yeah, it is. We wear strange pyjamas, which are called a gi, which is like a judo kit, and also often wear a hakama, a Japanese pleated skirt, and it's very acrobatic as well. People of all ages practice, and people practice to suit their own bodies, if you like. So young people, actually you might be rolling around. It looks like a very acrobatic dance, but you can also study at a very kind of detailed, slow level to suit your own body. And it's a very wide art. So there are elements of it which might include meditation or breathing. Plus there's also weapons such as wooden sword, or later on a live blade or a real sword. That's after many, many years. Principally, it's looking at the relationship between people and particularly dealing with conflicts with people, which we can also apply to our daily life. So the things that you practice on the mat, which might involve rolling around and being attacked or approached in various ways and dealing with that. I suppose the characteristic thing about Aikido is that rather than based on physical strength, it's based on calmness of mind. So paradoxically, the thing that I found most impressive about it is that if you're relaxed and have a calm mind, actually strength or physical force is almost irrelevant, which seems very counterintuitive. But a calm mind and relaxation will protect you in most situations.
But if someone's coming at you with a sword, be it a wooden one or an actual proper blade, do you not get hurt sometimes? I
think I practiced over 25 years now, and I've had one injury where I chipped a nail in all that time.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so, you know, the practice is very calm. It can be quite rigorous and quite vigorous as well, but nevertheless, it's happily free of injury because there's a kind of respectful practice together, and it fosters a very non-competitive set of mind. It's not like we're deliberately cooperating with each other, but you're practicing with a partner for your mutual understanding and development rather than to beat someone. So it's kind of a very non-competitive, non-aggressive art.
Here we are in Mark, and this is where the headquarters of the Federation are. That means, I guess, you get global visitors coming here.
We do, yes. I mean, there's clubs in Australia, France, Canada, America, Russia. And so typically you might, you know, if we have a summer seminar, a couple of weeks, you might have 15 people from France, 5 or 10 from Holland. Even though it's a tiny village, it has a kind of global presence because the Federation has been set up for over 50 years. And so clubs abroad come here. And people, pretty much every member abroad will come here for their major gradings. So it's a place where they come for their exams, if you like, but also to practice. So we're extremely fortunate in having it on the doorstep here. People travel halfway around the world to come here and practice, and you wouldn't really suspect it driving past it in Mark.
What do the people of Mark think about having the Federation here?
Well, I think everyone that's got a B&B here loves it because they have many of our people coming to stay with them because we have many weekend courses and week courses in the summer, and the shop likes us too, and the pubs, because we use all these things.
You don't have people kind of go, what goes on behind those big gates?
Oh, well, yes. People have wondered what the Aikido sign means, and some have no clue what it is at all, and some have even thought it's some strange religious cult. One person did, but it really isn't. It's a health class. But apart from that, we've been here so long now that most people know what we do, and a lot of people from the village have been in and had a go, and some still practice, and some. We have some B&B owners that have become such good friends with the people that come here every year, and they will go there and they will leave them the key and not even be into their house. The trust is so good now.
So we're in Mark, and we are in the HQ of the Key Federation of Great Britain. Pete Bailey, I was talking to there, who has been practising for 25 years, and he teaches it. We also had a chat with William Fairbuns as well. Street Parkin today in the village of Mark, where we've been all week, and we are going behind the gates of the national HQ of the Aikido Federation, and we had a chat with some of the people who do Aikido, William Fairbuns, Francis Blake and Ina Marie Bamford, to find out what they get out of it.
25 years ago, just had my kids, and I knew that I needed to pick up something, otherwise I was never going to be fit, so fitness was the thing that attracted me. So I still remember walking into the hall and it was full of these guys with their black skirts doing really scary stuff. And I thought, well, if I don't step on the mat tonight, I'm not going to come back. But I did, and here I am.
And what do you get out of it?
Many different things at many different times, but I think the key thing is that it gives me confidence in my own ability to handle situations that are outside my comfort zone. So you might have something like a difficult presentation or difficult meeting, and it gives me that confidence that I can go in there and do my best.
And 25 years on, do you still find it challenging? Do you find it harder?
I find it more and more fascinating as time goes on. Different things appeal, I think, as you get older. So at the moment, what I'm finding really interesting, I'm 64, and it's one of the few things I can do where I don't deteriorate. In fact, my skill set increases as time goes on. You know, I'm not worse because I'm 64, and that has huge appeal for where I am at the moment.
I first heard about the Aikido when I was at university, and it was described as unarmed defense against armed attack, and I thought, yeah, that's for me. I tried judo, but I'm not aggressive. I'm not interested in fighting, but defending myself, yeah, okay, I could get on with that. And so it was some while before I got to it and found it. In fact, found a local club, and then I've been with it ever since, and it's been exciting, challenging, always challenging. I think the great thing about it is that you go on the mat, you have a laugh, it's great fun, but it's deadly serious as well. And every time I go on the mat, I learn something, even 35 years later.
When you started, you mentioned about the defending yourself. I mean, were you kind of a bit worried that someone was going to set upon you in some strange place?
I'm not sure that I was frightened of being attacked. I wanted to feel like if I was attacked, I could handle myself.
And I guess it's a great way of keeping fit, both physically and also keeping your mind focused.
Yes, because it's all about learning and developing one's mind and one's body and the coordination between them. So very much so, yeah, and it's a good workout too.
Obviously, it's about focusing the mind ultimately, and that's what I'm going to make you do now. In a sentence, what do you love about Aikido?
It's always surprising, it's always different, and after a practice, I always feel better than when I started.
Off Street Parkin, BBC Somerset.
And you can't say fairer than that. Really interesting to find out about the national HQ of the Key Federation. Being in Mark, fancy. It's a lovely building, massive inside as well. And really nice to chat to Pete Bailey, as well as William Fairbuns, Francis Blake and Ina Marie Bamford.